For me, learning the languages is fun in itself, but there's also very practical benefits as well that really do change the way you see the world.
You speak about 15 languages, right?
More or less.
How do you go about learning those?
Well, for me, language learning has always been a hobby. It's just something that I always do. It's something that I really enjoy. So I just am in the habit of kind of doing a little bit every day. We live in the age of the internet nowadays. So, with YouTube out there, with so many blogs, with so much social media in different languages, it's actually very easy to get contact with foreign languages that you couldn't have maybe 10, 15 years ago.
And you're making a living out of languages, but I got it from your blog.
Yeah, so as of last year, I've been teaching languages. I've been teaching intensively German and Russian courses. I also run workshops designed to teach kind of the skills and the techniques for learning languages more efficiently.
It's very impressive, the number of languages you learn and also the variety of languages. So Dutch, Afrikaans, Hungarian, and you said, okay, Hungarian was a bit of a struggle. What makes Hungarian then more difficult than, I don't know, Russian or Dutch?
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it is psychological, because when you look at a text, a big block of Hungarian text, there's very little for you to go on. There's very little help that you're going to get from the actual words. Whereas when you look at Dutch, or even if you look at Russian and you understand the alphabet, there's words that you recognize and there's things that you think, okay, I could get that. Whereas Hungarian, I mean, the words are so long as well. So this is a big thing to get over, just getting used to not understanding anything.
Speaking of giving meaning, we are here now at DG Translation. So natural question is, how do you see the role of translation in learning new foreign languages?
It depends on what you want to do with the languages. If you focus too much on translation, you fall into the trap of translating everything in your head before you say it. And that's something that really slows down your fluency and really prevents you from actually getting into the language. So that's one reason why I don't focus on it too much when I'm learning the language. I like to kind of assign the meaning to the object directly, not to have it go through English or through whichever language I'm translating into first.
How do you see the translation profession?
The reason why I think it's so important is because I think not everybody can devote their life to specializing in language. For example, politicians or business people, they have other things that they need to focus on, and I think that they would always be able to express themselves much more precisely in their native language when they need to make important speeches. So then if you leave it to professionals like translators or interpreters to then take that text and actually, or whatever they say, and actually translate it in a way that other people will understand exactly what they meant, I think that's very, very important. And I think a lot of meaning gets lost when we don't have that option. So especially for the modern world, I think it's essential that we have translation, we have interpreting at a professional level.
Would you ever consider becoming a professional translator yourself?
It's a bit early for me to say at the moment, because what I really enjoy with the languages is speaking them. So it's the contact with people that I really enjoy, and that's what I really get from speaking languages, these opportunities to travel and these opportunities to get a lot more out of these journeys.
And do you think that being a polyglot automatically makes one a good translator?
I think it helps to know a lot of languages to understand how languages work in the wider scheme of things, so to understand trends across languages, to understand expressions and idioms and all of the multiple different ways that you can translate them. I think it helps just to have that flexibility. But I'm not going to say that someone who only speaks French and English is not going to be a fantastic French and English translator, because I think that they very much could be. It's just about different approaches to how you get there.